I'm Mel.
And I'm Janelle.
And this is the Murder Mamas. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
I hear you have a rough, nasty one.
We have a doozy today. We're going to be talking about Edmund Kemper III.
You want to just jump right into it?
Yep, let's go. All right. He was born December 18th, 1948, to Carnell Kemper and Edmund Kemper Jr. in Burbank, California. He killed 10 people, including his grandparents, mom's best friend, and 6 college co-eds. Carnell was... That's all.
That's it.
That's
just
it.
Nice stats you got there,
Yep.
Mr. Kemper the Third.
Carnell was verbally abusive to Kemper and his father, putting down her husband for only being an electrician after he came home from the war. So after he comes home from the war, she's putting him down for not making enough money.
So what is she doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess it's a different time.
Yeah,
Maybe
raising the kids.
More women allowed to work?
I don't know.
Was feminism a thing?
I don't know, but she was kind of a bitch, so... It was, he said, Carnell said, quote, suicide missions in wartime and the atomic bomb testings were nothing compared to living with her, unquote. So that
Edmund's dad said that?
Edmund's dad said that about Edmund's mom.
Wow, you have to be a real big bitch to be worse than the war.
Yeah.
Wow.
To have him wanting to go back there, yeah. Yeah.
That would be World War II, right? I'm not... Your face! Okay, timeline it.
It's 1948. So World War II.
That would be World War II. We're not history majors.
No.
That's for sure.
Not at all. Oh, okay. At 10, he exhibited antisocial behavior and cruelty to animals. He buried the family cat alive and then dug it up and put its head on a stick.
I can't even begin to tell you how much I hate that.
Yeah. I should have said trigger warning for animal cruelty. But, yeah.
I mean, we're talking
it's implied.
Implied. I hate that so much.
Yeah. He would perform rites with his sister's dolls and remove their heads and their hands. One time, his sister teased him about kissing his teacher, and Kemper's response was, quote, if I kiss her, I'd have to kill her first.
Is that
unquote.
Foreshadowing?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, creepy little dude. That's at 10. Age 10, he said that.
Was therapy a thing?
In 58? I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not yet. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. At 13, he killed the other family cat because it seemed to like his sister more than himself.
Okay, stop getting cats.
Stop getting cats.
Stop getting cats. Stop getting cats. Stop getting cats. Why do people keep getting more cats?
I don't know.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. I don't even like cats.
I love cats.
Do you?
Very much. I have 2 cats.
Mm-hmm. I can't stand cats. You're petting them and they're purring and then all of a sudden and they attack you.
I like the unpredictability.
Oh.
It keeps you on your toes.
I like my dog. He just lays there and licks me.
Don't come for us cat people. I love cats.
Okay. So
he kills the next cat.
He kills the next cat because it seemed to like his sister more than himself. He would take the head.
I mean, it probably knew he was.
It probably did like his sister.
I can only imagine why it would like someone more than him. I can only imagine. You're not giving a lot of likable qualities, Edmund.
Nope, you're really not. He would take the heads off his sister's dolls, cut the arms off them. They played weird games like gas chamber and electric chair. So he would sit in a chair and make his sister push down the light, flicker the light, and then he would go all crazy in the electric chair.
But Mel's shaking.
Shaking. Yeah, this is not a video, but yes. That's a fun thing that they used to play.
Interesting.
Right?
Like,
I've never heard of that one before.
No, that's not hide and go seek.
No.
What's that
Red light,
game?
green light.
There's red light, green light, which
Rover,
makes me think of Squid Game. That's the one. What is that one? Red Rover?
Red Rover,
Red Rover sends blah, blah, blah over. And then you have to try and break the arms, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that in so long.
That's a fun game.
I feel like...
It's a little violent, too.
Red Rover, don't break my wrist, please. But, like, babies have Gumby bones, so...
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
They, like, hardly break
No,
bones.
kids are... Yeah. When his parents divorced, he was devastated and moved to Montana to live with his mom.
How old was he when his parents divorced? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Carnell, who was a domineering alcoholic, would humiliate and abuse Kemper more now than his father was gone. Carnell would force Kemper to sleep in the basement because his mom was afraid he would hurt his sisters. She wouldn't give him any affection for fear it would turn him gay. She was always putting him down for his height and weight, saying no girl would ever love him. It was thought but never confirmed that his mother suffered from borderline personality disorder. So, not saying that that's giving her a right to do that, but I think there was something going on with the mom too, obviously.
Okay, so some thoughts I have is, how would showing someone love turn them gay?
I don't know.
I don't know. That I don't understand, like, at all.
No, I don't know.
And then also, was he big? Like, was he overweight?
He's a big boy. He was over 7 feet, 300 pounds.
So very big.
Big dude. Big boy, yeah.
But, like, it's so hard.
I know, it's hard.
I couldn't imagine looking at my dudes and being like,
no.
Hey, no one will ever love you.
No, there's no way.
There's no way. Like, no, you're the greatest.
Yeah. I
And
look at mine, I'm like,
different.
if someone loves you, they're going to be going through me. Make sure that they're okay. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, oh, I can't imagine. At 14, he ran away to be with his father, only to find out that he had a new family and was not welcome in the home.
So he must have been like 13.
Yeah.
13,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
When they got divorced.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
I used my detective skills to figure that out. It's late.
It is late.
Forgive us.
Okay. He stayed for a while, but not for too long. His father sent Kemper to live with his paternal grandparents. Kemper hated his grandma, and they would get into fights all the time. He saw her just as his mom. She would put him down and belittle her husband as well. One time he went and grabbed his gun and shot her in the head and then in the back twice. When his grandpa came home, he didn't want him to see his wife was dead, so Kemper shot his grandpa. He then called his mom to ask her what to do. She told him to call the cops. So he did and waited on the driveway for the police to come and get him.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I have so many questions. So many questions.
Uh-huh.
So his dad sent him to live with his grandparents.
Yep.
He hated them, her specifically, right?
Yeah.
Because she acted exactly as
his mom.
Yeah. So I wonder if his dad married his mom. You know how they say that?
Yeah.
Like, you marry your parents?
Yeah.
And then he killed her.
Yeah.
And his grandpa. Because he didn't want the grandpa to see?
He didn't want his grandpa to see what he had done to the grandma. Or he didn't want his grandpa to see his wife in the state that she was in. So it was like he cared about what the grandpa thought.
I know your brain's not fully developed at 14, but that's really strange logic.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are his first murders.
Those are his first 2 murders. Yes, at 14. Kemper was brought to a Tascadero, California youth authority where the social workers observed Kemper to be intelligent. Since Kemper was only 15 at the time, it was deemed incomprehensible for a 15-year-old to commit such a crime. He was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic, actually made friends with the doctors, and was seen as a model prisoner who eventually trained to administer psychiatric tests to inmates. So, back in the day... I'm thinking they don't really know what they're doing yet. So he's not a paranoid schizophrenic. He might be, I think that's the fan. Maybe.
Sounds like aliens trying to send us a message.
Maybe. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
Yeah, and for it to be deemed incomprehensible for a 15-year-old to commit such a crime.
I mean, but he did.
But he did it. So
not that incomprehensible.
Yeah, let's not let him get off too easily.
That's exactly what he did.
Yep. He had an IQ of 136 to 145, and he was memorizing the answers the doctors wanted to hear from the patients who were ready to be discharged. So they gave him these tests to deliver to the patients, and he was just remembering the answers so that he could get discharged when he was ready.
I feel like there's like so much wrong with that.
There really is.
Like, I don't know, maybe like a licensed professional should be the one.
Maybe.
Like, it shouldn't be your job in the jail to like
move tests around.
That doesn't.
No,
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense. At age 21, he was released from jail with his juvenile records expunged.
Like they do for most minors, right?
Yes. Against the wishes of the doctors, he was released back to live with his mom. Yes. But I'm thinking, he went into jail when he was 15. He comes out when he's 21. He doesn't have anywhere to go. He doesn't have any money.
And he has no life skills.
And he's still basically a 15-year-old because he hasn't grown up and done anything in the outside world.
God, it's so sad when you think about, like, I mean, it's not sad for him because he did horrible things, but, like, there's so many people who are so disadvantaged.
Yes.
Like, right from the jump.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, how do you ever get ahead? When, like, you're starting so many levels below baseline. You know?
I don't know. I don't know.
And all the chips stacked against you.
Yeah, that's hard.
Wow.
While staying with his mother, he went to community college and had hoped to one day become a police officer. He was rejected due to his weight and his height, but that didn't keep him from going to the local bar to hang out with the cops and listen to their stories. It was at this time Kemper got a job at the Division of Highways, but was still fighting with his mom on a daily basis. So he's still living with his mom. This same year, Kemper was hit by a car while riding his motorcycle. He received a settlement because his arm was hurt in the crash. He was awarded $15,000, about $90,000 in today's money.
Wow.
With his money, he bought himself a 1969 Ford Galaxy, and while driving, he noticed a lot of women hitchhikers. So this is when he began to notice that there were a lot of women out there hitchhiking as he was driving around, cruising. Yeah. He began picking...
I don't like where this is going.
No. He began picking them up and tried to have conversations with them and then letting them go. He was said to have picked up 150 hitchhikers before he started to feel homicidal sexual urges, which he called little zapples. Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. Like, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, a visceral reaction to the word zapples.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
So disgusting. Oh my God.
Before the murder started to happen, Kemper said of his mom, quote, "My mother and I started right in on horrendous battles, just horrible battles, violent and vicious. I've never been in such a vicious and verbal battle with anyone. It would go to fists with a man, but this was my mother, and I couldn't stand the thought of my mother and I doing these things. I remember one roof raiser was over whether I should have cleaned my teeth," unquote. Yeah, so they're just fighting over everything and anything.
Like, was his position that he shouldn't have cleaned his teeth?
I don't know what the position was, but...
You should clean your teeth.
You should.
And floss.
And
mouthwash. Do all of them. Your dentist.
Go to the dentist.
This is brought to you by the ADA.
At this point, Kemper went up and got his own apartment.
Okay.
And on May 7th, 1972, Kemper picked up Mary Ann Pesse and Anita Mary Lucchesa. Kemper handcuffed Pesse and told Lucchesa to wait in the trunk. While killing Pesse, he found it hard to stab her and kill her right away. He said it wasn't like the movies where you stab someone one time and they fall down and die. After killing Pese, he also killed Lucchesa. He was driving around and was pulled over by a cop because of a broken taillight. Cops didn't notice that the 2 bodies were in the trunk, and they let him go. Kemper's roommate at the time was not home, so he took the bodies home, where he photographed and had sexual intercourse with the naked corpses before dismembering them. He put different parts in plastic bags and threw them on Loma Prieta Mountain. Those were the next 2 murders.
There was so much right there.
Is that a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those 2 poor hitchhikers are now...
I always think it's so strange that he picked 2 people to be his first.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's like a big guy, but, you know,
you would still think
you're going to start with just one.
Well, I think he thought it was going to be easy. Like he said, he was stabbing her and she wasn't dying the first time.
And you have to think, like, he's probably been thinking about this his whole life, basically. Yeah. Like, how to do this. He's been killing
his cats. Yeah. His whole life.
His whole life he has to be fantasizing.
Mm-hmm. On September 14th, Akio Ku missed her bus to dance class and accepted a ride with Kemper. After driving around for a while, he got out of the car and locked his gun inside. So he told her that he was suicidal and that he was going to kill himself, and she didn't know what to do. And so he got out of the car and he was going to go over and grab her, and left his gun in the car, locked himself out of the car, and she's in the car, so she had the chance to drive away.
Do all kinds of
things,
right?
He talked her into opening the car door, and then he ended up choking her unconscious, raping, and killing her. He then put her in his trunk and went to have a beer.
Oh my God.
When returning, he opened his trunk and admired her as a fisherman would admire his catch. Back at his apartment, he raped her corpse and dismembered and disposed of her body as the 2 previous ones. So.
What was the time frame between those? So May to September?
May to September. So 2 months.
2?
2 months. Oh, May, June, July, August. 4 months. Wow. See, this is why we don't record at nighttime. I can't.
History, counting.
Nothing.
That's not what you're coming here for.
That's not what you're coming here for.
That is not what you're here for. You're not here for history. You're not here for counting. You're here to hear some fucked up shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
The poor girl, I know.
But he had to be like a master manipulator, right? He manipulated professional doctors.
He did. Yeah, he was very smart.
A 14-year-old probably scared to death, didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, he was very smart. 146 was his IQ or something, and that's like way up there.
What's normal?
I don't know what normal is.
What's yours?
I don't know. 12. is way up there. I think normal. Yeah, negatives. Normal's like 80 maybe or 90. I don't know. But he's very smart.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but yeah. This is around the time he moved back in with his mom.
Oh, God. Stop moving in with your mom, Edmund.
On January 7th, 1973, Kemper was driving around and saw Cindy Shaw. He drove her to a wooded area where he shot her with a .22 caliber pistol. He went back to his mom's house and put the corpse in the closet until the next day, when he would rape her corpse and dismember her in his mom's bathtub. Kemper kept Shaw's head for several days, regularly raping its mouth.
Oh my God.
He then buried her head under his mother's window because she said she always wanted people to look up to her.
I have a lot of thoughts, but I did notice that there's no one sort of like MO, right?
No.
He's kind of all over the place.
No, yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it's the aftermath that's the same.
But like there's no one type of victim. No. It's not like it has to be a brown hair.
No.
You know, co-ed, whatever. And it's
someone who's hitchhiking.
Yeah, didn't he stab? He stabbed the first ones.
And choked them.
This and then the second he choked, and then that one he shot. So I wonder if he realized, like,
yeah,
it's too hard to
Too hard to stab and choke. Takes too much effort.
Oh my god. And there's no smell. Like, you have to think about the smell.
I know. I don't know.
The smell.
I would think so too.
There was a dead rat stuck in the HVAC system.
Yeah.
At my work.
Oh.
And it's been cold kind of sometimes,
yeah.
but then also hot some other times.
Yeah, it's been a really
every
weird
season.
Yeah.
Sometimes in one day.
Yep.
And so turning the air on, it would just like waft that dead rodent smell through the office.
Oh, that's horrible.
It was awful. And so I think about like that, but a body.
Yeah.
I imagine that being a lot worse.
I would think so. It's a lot bigger.
Breaking news. Humans are bigger than rats.
Humans are bigger than rats.
Just in case you were wondering. I can't with you tonight.
What?
Humans are bigger than rats.
On February 5th, 1973, after having a heated argument with his mom, Kemper went on the prowl again. This time, the police and the co-eds around the campus were on heightened alert. Police told girls not to hitchhike unless it was from someone with a school sticker. Well, guess who had a school sticker?
Couldn't they have just told them not to hitchhike?
At all?
Like,
yeah.
Hey, when you hitchhike, you die.
Right.
How about don't hitchhike?
So his mom worked at the school and had a sticker and gave him a sticker so that, yeah, he could come pick her up and, drop her off as need be.
Did the bodies get recovered? Or were they just going missing?
They were going missing. I think some of the body parts were recovered because he dismembered.
Dismembered.
Yeah. So I think some body parts. So anyway, he had the school sticker, and this is when he picked up 23-year-old Rosalind Thorpe and 20-year-old Alice Liu. He fatally shot both and wrapped their bodies in blankets. Outside his mom's house, he beheaded both of them in the trunk of his car. He then brought their headless bodies inside his mother's house where he would rape them. He removed the bullets from their body, dismembered them, and disposed of them in a canyon. When asked why he dismembered his heads, he said, quote, "The head trip fantasies were a bit like a trophy. The head is where everything is at. The brain, eyes, mouth, that's the person. I remember being told as a kid, you cut off the head and the body dies. The body is nothing after the head is cut off. Well, that's not quite true. There's a lot left in the girl's body without the head," unquote. Yeah, that's a rough one.
I just, he seems like he's just doing them, seemingly in broad daylight.
He's a narcissist, yeah. And a psychopath.
Does he assume he won't get caught? Or,
I don't know.
What is the thought process there? What if someone pulled up as you're beheading people in the driveway?
In the driveway of your mom's apartment, yeah.
Hey!
Yep.
And are you using a...
Yeah, I don't know.
Or what sort of tool is being used?
Hacksaw, yeah.
Yeah, are you hacksawing? Are you chainsawing? Are you...
Yeah.
Wow.
On April 20th, 1973, Carnell came home from a party and went to bed. When Kemper came in to check on her, she said, "You must want to stay up and talk all night." He said no, waited for her to fall asleep, and then bludgeoned her with a claw hammer and slit her throat with a penknife. He decapitated her, raped her, and then used her head as a dartboard, screaming at it for well over an hour. He also cut out her tongue and larynx and put them down the garbage disposal. The garbage disposal was not able to handle it, and Kemper said, quote, "That seemed appropriate as much as she'd bitched and screamed and yelled at me over so many years," unquote.
So his mother's murder seems a lot more personal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not he just shot her. He, bludgeoned.
Yeah.
It's very...
Used her head as a dartboard. Yeah. There's some... Yeah, that was...
And then, her tongue and... larynx going down the drain.
But it didn't. Came back up.
Oh, man.
Kemper went for a drink at the local bar and decided to invite his mom's best friend to come over for dinner. His plan was to kill her and then say that his mom and her friend were on vacation. Instead, thinking the cops were onto him, he drove nonstop to Pueblo, Colorado. Not hearing anything on the radio about his mom's killings, he decided to call the police instead. They didn't believe him, and he had to call back several times.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Kemper was indicted on 8 counts of first-degree murder on May 7th, 1973. He pled not guilty by reason of insanity, but 3 court-appointed psychiatrists found Kemper legally sane. When asked why he turned himself in, Kemper said, quote, "The original purpose was gone. It wasn't serving any physical or real emotional purpose. It was just a pure waste of time. Emotionally, I couldn't handle it much longer. Toward the end there, I started feeling the folly of the whole damn thing, and at the point near exhaustion, near collapse, I just said to hell with it and called it off." He is now serving his time in the California Medical Facility. He was denied parole in 2017 and is next eligible in 2024.
Why is he eligible at all?
I don't know. But
and he's also very old, right?
Yeah, he's 70.
We know math.
3. I wrote it down. That's why I know.
Oh my God.
He stopped going to his parole hearings because I think he knows he doesn't want to get out.
Yeah.
I think he's fine where he's at, and he knows it, so he's not getting out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And if he does get out, I don't know, they got major issues up there.
Oh my God.
No, he'll die in prison, for sure.
For sure. There's like so much at the end there, like...
Yeah.
He just turns himself in. I guess he did what he needed to do.
He did what,
in his mind.
I
not
think
what
so.
He should have done, but...
Well, if he would have just killed his mom from the beginning. Not saying that that's right, but I mean, man, if the dad was saying it was better to be at war than to live with her.
Yeah. I mean... Yeah, why didn't he just start with his mom?
I don't know. He said he went out, and usually after a big fight with his mom was when he went out and killed the girls, or went out looking and hunting for girls to kill.
Oh, so it's just like a trigger?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, I had a really funny idea.
Oh, yeah.
It's completely unrelated to Edmund Kemper. But he's so disgusting that I need to get it out of my brain. So, do you watch SVU? Law and Order?
I used to.
Okay. So, watching SVU and then playing a game to try and find out what real true crime case is the case on the show.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be fun.
That would be fun. Have you played any of those murder games?
Mm-mm.
My husband's bought me 2 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so you have to be the detective and find out that you have suspects, and then you have the victim.
Fun.
Yeah, and we've gotten 2 of them so far, and they're really hard.
Are they?
Yeah, I thought they'd be really easy. I was like, oh, we've got this. I know this. Like,
I can do this. I've listened to so many podcasts.
Watch Dateline all the time. I'm good. We'll get this done in 15 minutes. It took us like 3 days to finish, and he goes, we were on easy mode, right? Like, there's an easy, medium, and hard mode.
Oh, so, my God.
I don't know if it was just us or...
But are you doing it late at night?
No. No, actually, we were doing it in the day. But yeah, they're really hard. I recommend them, though. They're fun.
Yeah, that sounds super fun.
Yeah. Sponsor us.
Shameless sponsor request.
Hey.
Oh, man.
No shame here.
No, but I thought that would be really funny. To, like, the SVU thing.
Yeah.
Just watching episodes and then trying to guess which real case. I was thinking of it because there's, like, one that's obviously based on, like, the Slender Man murders. Have you ever heard of those? There's, like, a case almost exactly like it.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking of a bunch more.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for ruining my night.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I was being sarcastic.
Me too.
Uh-oh.
So you can follow us on Instagram at
The Murder Mamas,
and on Facebook group, and a Facebook page
at The Murder Mamas,
and Twitter
at The Murder Mamas,
and email us at
themurdermamas@gmail.com. That wasn't a question. That was a statement.
Yes. And thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.